Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Whitney Vosburgh on the line, who's co-founder and co-author of Work the Future Today. Whitney, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at Work the Future Today and talk more about the project. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Well, I started as a painter, and I became a photographer, illustrator, and then I took a course in accounting, started my career in accounting and bookkeeping, went to art school, became a graphic designer, and so I combined with my business sense with my artistic sense to become a creative catalyst for changing for the better.
Man, I love your story, and one of the things that I like the most about it is that you come from the gift side, but you've also managed to make it a business and a higher purpose business, and found your niche in finding value. So I remember, when I was starting out a while ago, I was kind of steered away from my creative side because I was told I couldn't make money. Now, of course, that we know that's completely different than what it once was upon a time. Now it's like, to me, it's the renaissance of the creator and the creative person, because it's never been easier for them to create their own niche and path and these micro niches that are out there to where they can, lead a successful life and still make money. The day of having to be a starving artist, in my opinion, is gone if they want it to be. That being said, so there's some younger, entrepreneurs or people that are just getting started that are maybe where you were when you started way back when. What kind of advice would you give to that creative person out there in terms of kind of going through and also making a living on their passion?
What I learned at divinity school, where I got my master's, was our greatest trauma can be the source of our greatest gift to others. Mm. So by having been there, done that, experienced that, something traumatic, dramatic, what have you, you know what it's like to have experienced that. Other people will immediately and viscerally recognize that. That's how you make the most profound connections in life, at play, at work.
So really to kind of lead with that authentic self is what we're saying, right?
Yes, not to be afraid of your deep life wound. In fact, turn it inside out and to think of it as the source of your gift, your ultimate gift to others. Because
I got it. I love it.
Empathetically there for them.
That's awesome. So let's switch it up a bit, Whitney. I want to get into what you're doing over at Work the Future Today. So first, tell me a little bit more about the project, please.
Yes, Work the Future Today is both a consultancy as well as a series of books. And we consult with leaders, leading organizations, large and small, for-profit, non-profit, and in between, i.e. social enterprises, on finding your unique gift, figuring out with whom do you share it with for maximum benefit, where do you find them, and then how best to share your unique gift with them.
Where do you find that that many go wrong prior to working with you and finding that unique gift? Because I think you have a very interesting niche, and I know that obviously the answer to that question is going to change based off of person, where they're in their life, their experience, of course. But I'm sure that there's certain themes that have arisen.
Yes, it's forgetting your purpose and your passion. And I define that differently from most people. I determined that ultimately it manifests at its highest level as your unique gift to the world. And people usually lose sight of that, if they ever have had sight of it, through ego, avoidance, or just being so caught up and just trying to keep up with the day-to-day stuff of life that they never had the luxury of stepping back, slowing down, and taking a look at their life as a greater whole than the individual parts.
Let's get a little bit further into the workshop component of Work the Future Today. So tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Yes, my last workshop was called Be Your Own Leader, and it was at 1440 Multiversity in Santa Cruz, just south of San Francisco. And it was about the fact is that everyone can only be their own leader. No one else can be your true leader. All the answers are inside. So in order to lead a life worth living, you have to find and follow your own lead, which comes down to what is your unique gift that you're here to share. And also,
and now you,
I want to add one additional thought, which is if you don't create the future you want, you won't get it.
And so let's go a little bit further also. You mentioned that you have a series of books. Tell us a little bit more about that, please.
The first book was called Work the Future Today, Finding Your Path to Purpose, Passion, and Profit. That came out in 2017. And then we came out a year ago, early 2019, with Work the Future Today 2019 Pocket Pal, a faster path to purpose, passion, and profit. So the first book was like an atlas of change. The second one is like a guidebook in terms of tips, tricks, techniques, in terms of, all right, this is the situation I'm in, and what can I do, and what things should I think about? What resources do I have at hand? We're going to come out with our third book, Work the Future Today 2020, finding our path to purpose, possibility, and prosperity. So it has a more communal feel to it.
And so, if somebody's listening to this and they're thinking about, okay, so that they may need you to come speak to their organization or hold a workshop, just so they know if they're the right type of client to contact you. What kind of companies or niches or what's the right kind of client that you'd like to take on?
Anyone who has the need and the ability to realize that what used to work no longer works and never will, and that new times, new circumstances require new thinking, new approaches.
That's awesome. And what's the best way for somebody to reach out to learn more about Work the Future Today?
They can visit us at www.workthefuture.today or on Twitter at Brand Guru.
Perfect. Well, Whitney, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at Work the Future Today. And to get the books, where can people also pick up the book?
Through Amazon.
Perfect. All right. I just want to make sure. So thanks again for coming on the show and sharing more about your background, your books, the great workshops you're doing, all that great stuff. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Whitney, thanks again for coming on.